Hi, morning. Today is the 24th of October, Friday, and I just completed today's workout. Let's take a look at the workout requirements and movement standards. Right. So let's take a look at the workout. Today's workout, it is a 6 rounds for time, 3 movements. Movement number 1, 15 single arm deadlifts. Movement number 2, single arm bent over rows. And movement number 3, single arm ground to overhead. So 15 single arm deadlifts, 10 single arm bent over rows, and single arm ground to overhead. So let's take a look at the movement standards. First off, if you do not have a kettlebell like so, you can always use a dumbbell to substitute for substitution. Okay, so either one. I'm going to show you how to use both. So let's check out. Before we begin, don't forget, please like, share and subscribe to our channel so that you will be notified every single time if there's any live sessions or new video uploads later. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe to the channel and to the video as well. Your support really does mean a lot. Thanks a lot. Please. Thank you. Okay, so as for the movements, both, either you're using a kettlebell like so or a dumbbell, it is similar. Okay, so following what the board, what the workout needs, which is single arm deadlifts. So firstly, you got to establish your deadlifts first. Where exactly that you want your equipment to be. Either like so, what I'm doing right now, the object is directly underneath me, then my hands are just going here in the middle, to the middle, and just hold and stand, right? If you decide to try another way, which is called the suitcase deadlift, which is the kettlebell or whichever object that you're using, either dumbbell or kettlebell, you're gonna start from the side of your body. Okay, this will take a lot more energy from you. Okay, if you decide to do all of those movements from the side. Okay, it's gonna really test your core and your back. Okay, so let me just show you how it looks like. First, for the suitcase deadlift, which is deadlift from the side. Okay, like I said, you can choose any style of deadlift you want. All right, but as long as you just use one hand to do so. So for the workout, we have 6 rounds, correct? So each round, I would suggest that you try and complete each round using just one hand. Okay, so for example, I started the workout with my left hand. Then I finish at my right hand. Okay, so round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, and round 6. Okay, so let's take a look. So suitcase deadlift, you are standing somewhat narrower. Okay, not shoulder width apart because you have an object at the side of your foot. So you're going to stand a little bit narrow. Okay, somewhat narrower. The inside of your shoulders is slightly, so that you have more stability in order to pull the object from the ground using one hand. Okay, so from here, deadlift, stand, stand, and stand. Okay. On the right side, same thing. Start from here, pull. Your neck, try to stay as neutral as possible. Try not to arch your neck like this when you're doing the deadlifts. Just try to stay as neutral as possible. Line up with your back, the spine. Line up with your spine together as much as you can. So pushing your hips to the back more so that your hands can reach. Then from this position here, push with your legs, hinge your hip, hinge, and back up, hinge, and drop. Okay? So it's from the middle. If it's from the middle, it will be much more easier to do so. All you need to do is to have a wider stance, like a sumo stance, almost like a sumo stance. Then from this position here, all you need to do is to reach down, hold on to the handle or the horn, and this stand. And go back down, stand. It will be much more easier. Okay? Now, even though the workout requires you to use single arm, that doesn't mean that you're only gonna use just one hand, finish the whole thing. Like each round, that is only a suggestion. If you're strong enough to maintain the movement, then I would suggest that you complete each round using a different hand. But right now, if you're not as strong as you want to be, or you don't have the stamina or endurance to complete it by just using one hand, then you can go ahead and alternating. Not necessarily alternating, maybe just do a few here, then a few here. Just change up anytime you want. Okay? So, for example, I'm going to do just a couple of deadlift single arm. Then I feel a little bit tired already. Then I'll change to the other side. Okay? So, your choice. Okay. Then we move on to movement number 2, which is your bend over row. Now, as I said, you have the choice to do the bend over row or each of that movement having the object from the side of your foot. Then from this position here, you bend and then try to just pull until you reach the required number of 10, right? Then we go over here. Same thing. Hold. Go. So the goal here is when you're doing the bend over row, your back will be somewhat like a tabletop, and you try to hold that in place as much as you can. Okay? Sometimes you might need to lift your body somewhat. That is okay. But majority of the time, if you're able to just maintain that back flat, just move your arms, that will be great. Okay. Then going into movement number 3, which is the single arm ground to overhead. So having the object from the side to do the ground to overhead will be slightly much more challenging. Okay, it's a bit tricky. So you got to be very careful when you're doing this. So hinging position is the same. Then you're going to pull that object up. Then you're going to shift your foot outwards. Then push it overhead. Okay. Then retract. Okay, retract. In this position, hold and push. Right side, right side, hold, then push. Okay. So it will be much more tricky But let's say you do your bend over row from the middle here. Just have a wide stance, bend over, okay, keeping a flat back, keeping your chest up, then having this object here just underneath you, and you just pull. Okay, from here, pull. Even for the ground to overhead, same thing. From the middle here, into a pull. You don't have to adjust your foot anymore. Then you just proceed to your overhead. Using your lower body, push it overhead. So right hand, same thing, pull, push. Okay, so that is using the kettlebell. Now as for the dumbbell, okay, same position, single arm deadlifts. So at the start, you're gonna carry this front, touch the front of your dumbbell. Okay, stand and touch, stand, touch, stand. Okay, right side the same, touch, same, touch, stand. Okay, then for the bend over row, just do this. You don't need to touch this to the ground because it's so low, so short. Then just do this. Or here. Okay. Then the third one, ground, shoulder, overhead. Okay. Ground, shoulder, overhead. Ground, shoulder, overhead. Okay. If you're doing this from the middle, just from here, this position, stand. Touch the front, stand. Touch the front, stand. Okay. Touch the front, stand. Touch the front, stand. Okay. Then for the bend over row, pull, 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 and pull, 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 pull. Ground, touch ground, shoulder, overhead. Ground, shoulder, overhead. Ground, shoulder, overhead. Ground, shoulder, overhead. Okay. So that is the technique for this workout for the day. And I hope you find it informative. And then if you have any other questions regarding this training, feel free to direct DM me, and then we can go through the workout or movement standards together. Okay? So before we end, just want to remind everyone again, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Your support really does mean very much to me. And give us some constructive criticisms if you have any regarding this our training, so that we can improve your experience here. Okay, so thanks very much. And as I've mentioned in the beginning, today is the 24th of October 2025, Friday, and the weather today is a bit grayish. We might get some rain later on in the evening. Hard to say, but it did rain last night. Not too heavy, still okay. But in any case, for those that are working right now, as usual, my suggestions to you will be stay dry, stay warm, stay hydrated at all times, as much as you can. Move your joints, move your muscles, do some light stretch, wherever that is necessary, from getting your body too stiff. Okay, so just take care of yourself, If you are able to join us in person, training in person, you are you are very welcome. You are welcome to do so. Just direct DM me, and then we can go through the details on how to get started. Okay? Right. So that's all from me today. Until our next session, which is next week. See you. Take care.